Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Juice Baseball Channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New York Mets Legends Fantasy Draft Series here on MLB The Show 23. If you missed last episode, go back and watch it. It was the postseason, the 2026 postseason. Spoiler alert. We got another championship. We are the world champions for the third straight season. And not only did we win the World Series, we finished with an amazing 117 wins. Yeah. So 3 out of 4 world championships, and now it's time for the offseason. I don't know what's going to happen this offseason. David Wright won the World Series MVP, even though he probably shouldn't have. It should have been Hank Aaron, but that's okay, because Hank Aaron had a great postseason and a great great World Series as well. But he got postseason MVP. But it's not a big deal. We move to the offseason. It's everybody's favorite episode. Let's get started here. Advance the day. We've already taken a look at postseason stats. We've taken a look at awards, regular season stats, all that stuff. If you care about any of that stuff, go back and watch the past couple episodes. I go over all of that. Let's get to the offseason. So we lost our hitting coach, it looks like. We're going to need to do that. And retired players, Charlie Blackmon retires, Marco Gonzalez retires, and Joe Naranjo is retiring. All right, so Charlie Blackmon's about the most important one, but that's not really that important anyway. Elvis Andrus retires. Austin Nola, the catcher, retires. Steven Strasburg gone. Okay, Andrew Heaney. Some bigger names now. Kershaw, Nathan Eovaldi. Anybody else? Nick Ahmed, Tim Beckham, Brandon Belt, Kurt Casale. Do we think Kershaw makes the Hall of Fame? You know how exclusive the MLB The Show Hall of Fame rankings are. Do we think that he makes it? He does, and they give it to Miguel Cabrera. Okay, good for him. Good for him and good for Kershaw. They both make the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, yippity-doo-dah. We've got 2 exclusive free agents, Billy Hamilton and Joseph Votto, 2 former Cincinnati Reds, weirdly enough. And now we got to get our new hitting coach. We got Rick Carlton for 1 more year, but I might try to extend him. Can I? No, I don't want to fire him. I was hoping I could, extend his contract, but I don't think you can do that. We've got a pretty good staff here. I forgot we had Mark Pryor. We got a pretty good staff. Let's see who's available for hitting coaches that we can bring in. Who's going to not hurt us? Chet Cedeno could be good. He's only 46. That could be something. Maybe Cutter Capone. Oh, we got to go for Cutter Capone. I mean, we're in New York. That sounds like a mobster if I've ever heard of one. Cutter Capone? You kidding me? I'm going to make him a 7-year deal. No, I'm going to make him a 4-year deal. We'll pay him $5.5 million. He's got to accept that. That's got to be our hitting coach. Are you kidding me? Cutter? Hardly know her? Got to be. Absolutely got to be. So that is our hitting coach hopefully figured out. We are probably going to bring back these 2 guys just because of depth purposes. So we'll pay Billy Hamilton a good amount of money. We'll pay Joseph Votto, who hasn't retired yet for some reason. We'll pay him $3 million, even though it's not worth it. And we'll see if they accept those offers. That is everything we need to do. We don't have any other exclusive free agents. We don't have any. We already took care of that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna offer Cutter Capone a little bit of a better offer. So we'll give him 4 and we'll give him $6 million. There we go. Now that's fully interest. That's what I want to do. Okay, so let's simulate a couple days. Cutter Capone is now our hitting coach. What a name. What a legendary name. All right, so this is the last day to tender contracts and all that stuff, but we don't have any of that stuff, so we will move right around to free agency. It is opened. We've got that to take care of, which I'll do off camera. We've got salary arbitration, which we will do off camera, and we will take a quick little look at the free agency. Pete Rose is here. We got to go after Pete Rose. I've been wanting him forever. I've been wanting Pete Rose since we started this. He's just been so hard to trade for, and he's finally made it to free agency. That's huge. I got to go for Pete Rose. Absolutely have to. Who's our third baseman right now? It should be... it's David Wright. Okay. But I got to get Pete Rose. We can do something with Miguel Cabrera and move David Wright to the bench. He's been there before. David Wright's been good, though. He's Captain America. He's been very good. But it's Pete Rose. I got to get Pete Rose. So I will go and tender all of these contracts. It doesn't look like it's too many, but we'll take care of them all. All these guys we'll bring back just for depth. We need bodies in the defense or in the farm system, And then I will bring you guys back in when I've done both arbitration, which I'm going to offer all of these guys, and I've done tender contracts. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, I have gotten everything done. I have offered salary arbitration to all of these people, and I have tendered the contracts of everybody here. So we are very, very over budget, but that doesn't matter when we're playing in a Legends series. Who cares about contracts? Am I right? Nobody cares about money. Money's just a figment of our imaginations. This is Monopoly money we're playing with here. Speaking of Monopoly money, let's go offer Pete Rose a contract. Let's go offer him a 7-year deal. Oh, maybe he doesn't want a 7. Oh, maybe he wants. Oh, he wants the big money. Let's give him a 14-year contract for $490 million. That can't bite us in the butt, can it? I'm giving him 14 years. We don't need Johnny Bench. We just had him recently. He's been here for 2 seasons, so we don't need Johnny Bench anymore. Robin Roberts, I don't necessarily want, because I feel like we're pretty solid at pitcher. I like Greg Maddux, even though he struggled last season. I like Walter Johnson. I like Contreras, obviously. Koufax was a little bit wishy-washy, and then we had the Cy Young winner. Maybe Sandy, we trade Sandy for another pitcher? Because I do like to get new faces pretty often so that we can see different pitchers and stuff. So maybe we trade Sandy for somebody new. We'll figure it out as we get further into the offseason because a lot of people aren't under contract right now. As far as the bullpen goes, I don't think we need anybody. Let me take a look at the bullpen. We got Newhouser, Michael K. Oh, yeah, we're full on the bullpen. I like it. I like it a lot. We don't need anybody in the bullpen. And then closing pitchers were good as well. Although we could bring in Craig Kimbrell, who's 28. 34 saves last season, 2.72. We have Wagner, who's 31 and did pretty well as the setup man. So did Vita Blue. And then Gagne obviously won reliever of the year. Oh, that's I guess we could get Kimbrell and then move one of these 3 guys, probably Clay Holmes. Maybe we throw him alongside Sandy Koufax in a deal. That could be something. You know what? Let me offer a contract to Craig Kimbrell. Let's try to steal him away from the Padres. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but we'll have to give him a good amount of money. And we'll see if he accepts this deal that is higher than the Mets or than the Padres are offering him. And then the catchers we don't need because we have Yogi Berra, but we could use, do we need a backup catcher? We have Cartea, who we brought up, who is a rookie. But do we want a better backup catcher is the question. Maybe. There's not really anybody that's like amazing because Realmuto is like 36, but I guess it is just a backup role, so it's not like super needed. And Realmuto doesn't have any offers. I'll throw a little 3-year deal at Realmuto, however you want to say his name. Nobody's interested in him. How old is Kirk? He's 28. I mean, it's just a backup role. We don't need anything crazy. First base, we're pretty good at. We don't need anybody here. Second base, we're pretty good at. We don't need anybody. Pete Rose, we're going for. Nolan Arenado, I'd love to see Nolan Arenado leave the Diamondbacks. That'd be great. Matt Chapman's interesting, but he's dropped a lot of power. Not going for him. Shortstop, don't need. Left field, Adam Dunn's always. Does he just get 1-year deals? No, he's been in Cleveland for the past 3 seasons. It feels like he's always in free agency at the end of the season. We don't need anybody here. There's Griffey, the younger Ken Griffey Jr., 24 years old. We had the obviously a little bit older version. Like I think he's like 27 or something. He had a good year. His best year in the series. Maybe. McCutchen. Do I want to get Kutch? He's had a really good season. I don't know. Center field's interesting. There's Smooth Jazz. Smooth Jazz could be fun. And then Ken Griffey Sr. Look at that. But I don't want anybody else. Adolis Garcia's 34. He only hit 7 home runs, but he only played in 30 games. Okay, that makes sense. He's kind of dropping off, too. His stats have really started to drop in his older age. He is still at 85, though, which is pretty good. So we've got Pete Rose, Kimbrell, and Realmuto. It's down to one of these center fielders. I don't know if I want any of them, though. Johnny Damon could be fun for the speed factor off the bench, but this is the older Johnny Damon, so probably not. Darth? Do we want Darth Bader? No, probably not. It's probably either McCutchen or Griffey Jr., but I don't know if I want... Griffey Jr. because we just had the other version of Griffey. I mean, he's a great player. I'll throw an offer at him. I can't see Griffey Jr. here and not throw an offer at him. So we'll give him a little bit of an offer. Those are the 4 guys I've offered. We'll see if they accept as we move a little bit forward into the season. Kimbrel is the first domino to fall. He signs with us. Johnny Bench signs with the Blue Jays. Realmuto goes to us as a backup catcher. So we can move Cartea down to AAA now. We don't need him up in the big leagues anymore. He can go down to triple. He's out of minor league options. If somebody gets him, I guess that's fine. It doesn't really matter. But we've got ourselves our new backup catcher in Realmuto so that Yogi Berra can take a break every once in a while. Keep moving forward a little bit more. The tender contracts are dropping. People are accepting. Love to see it. And we are still waiting on Griffey and Pete Rose. We're the best offer on both teams, or on both players. We'll see what they say. Ahmed Rosario signs with the Guardians. We keep moving. The big fish are making us wait, and Pete Rose has made his decision. A 14-year, $490 million deal. He can spend a lot of that in Vegas. Pete Rose is a New York Met. Oh, it makes me happy. Makes me happy. Pete Rose will be our new third baseman, and we will have to move one of these guys. I don't know who it's going to be. Probably Miguel Cabrera, if we're being totally honest. He's probably going to have to get traded. I'd hate to do it, but it's probs going to happen. Johnny Hartman, unfortunately. Nah, we'll keep Johnny Hartman in Double-A. Why the heck not? Why the heck not? We'll move Fritas to Double-A, and we will drop this guy down to Class A. We are looking pretty spicy. Pretty darn spicy. And now the only guy we're waiting on is Mr. Junior. The kid. We are waiting on the kid. And it looks like I didn't get a notification that anybody claimed Cartea, so he did make his way down to AAA. Perfect. I didn't think anybody would claim him, and there it is. We get the young version of the former Ken Griffey Jr. that we had earlier. All right, beautifully done. Our team is looking even better than it already was. So Griffey will stay up here. We will move somebody else down to Double-A or Triple-A. I don't think Clay Holmes, unfortunately, has any more options. No, he doesn't. So we'll just have to wait and see if we can make a trade pretty soon. Some people are still not without contracts, so we'll have to wait a little bit more, but maybe we could test the waters. Starting pitchers. Who would we even want for Sandy Koufax? Who have we not had? Who have we not had that would be a really good addition? Tom Seaver, 16-5 could be fun. He had a really good year. Really good year. That could be fun. Jimmy Key, we haven't had yet, and he doesn't have a contract yet. He's on arbitration. Who else? Kurt Schilling would be cool, but we don't have he doesn't have a contract, and he's a horrible human being. Trevor Bauer doesn't have a contract. Trevor Bauer would probably be the guy I'd go for. He's been losing a lot of games, though. Maybe not. Zach Greinke. Nolan Ryan, no. Martin DeHigo? Probably not. Lefty Gomez could be fun. He had a really bad year. Maybe his trade value is not as crazy yet. We could get him straight up for Sandy Koufax. That could be fun. And then maybe we package Clay Holmes and Miguel Cabrera for something else. We'll keep an eye on that. Lefty Gomez could be our guy. Mark Pryor. We have already Mark Pryor as our farm director, so we can get him as a pitcher too. Johan Santana, Shohei. Then we're back to Shohei. We could get a bunch for Shohei because he's 32. How did he do hitting-wise? He didn't hit at all last season. Weird. We're not going to go for Shohei. Shane McClanahan is on arbitration? Huh, I thought he'd be on regular free agency by now. Who do I want? John Garland. I didn't have that good of a year, but he's super young. Jose Fernandez. He's probably got crazy value. Yeah, we'd have to give up so much to get Jose Fernandez. I kind of want to do it just because I've wanted Jose Fernandez for a while now. So I kind of want to make this happen, but this might have to be the Clay Holmes deal, and that still doesn't do it. This might have to be the Miguel Cabrera deal. So we'd have to give up all three of the guys just to get Jose Fernandez on the team, which is something I want to do, but I was hoping we could package Holmes and Cabrera for something else. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. But I'm not necessarily that mad at that because, I mean, putting Jose Fernandez alongside these other pitchers is going to be crazy. He went 18-8 last year with 3.18. I kind of want to do this. I'm going to do it. That's a huge trade, but we add another amazing starting pitcher to the team. Sandy Koufax just did not... He pitched pretty well, but he just didn't do as good as I wanted him to do. And now Jose Fernandez makes his way to New York City. The Big Apple. That's really, really big. And that should clear up enough space, yeah, to get in one more player. Is there anybody else that I want to trade for? Is there anybody else that I want to trade for? I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody else here that we'd be able to get, really. Darryl Strawberry. 35 home runs for Darryl? That's kind of crazy. Ooh, Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper had such a good year last year. I don't want to get rid of him. We're not going to get rid of Hank Aaron, obviously. Strawberry's probably out of the running. I think the only deal we're going to make this season is for the guy that we just brought in, Jose Fernandez. I would like to get Bo Jackson. That could be fun. But we don't really need right field now that we have Hank Aaron. We don't really need outfield in general. I don't think there's a position on the team that we need to upgrade. I think everybody's like a 98 or a 99, basically. Yeah, we're pretty solid. We are pretty solid. Maybe Ichiro, but he doesn't have a contract just yet. Is he still on arbitration? He's got 2 years of arbitration. Man, Ichiro, they are lucky there in Arizona. I think we're going to ride it out with who we have. And maybe we can even sign somebody else in free agency now because we have an extra spot, which we could bring in Andrew McCutchen now. Or Minnie Minoso, who looks to be really decent discipline. Well, he probably simulates it really well. Who is the other guy that we bring in? Is this our Carlos Delgado? Yeah, it is. It's the guy that we had. Smooth Jazz could be fun. He can play a bunch of infield spots. But I don't know how well he does against all these legendary pitchers and stuff. Doesn't look like he... I mean, he's hitting decently well. But I want to try to stay away from the real life guys for the most part. I think bringing in either like Minnie Minoso or Andrew McCutchen is probably the most fun option. We could go like Don Mattingly. Do we really want to go Don Mattingly? Maybe. For the mustache. For the mustache alone. He's had good seasons in Los Angeles. Never over 100 RBIs. Close in year 2, but never over 100 RBIs. Do we want another outfielder like Minoso? Or McCutchen, who's been very good. We've played against him in Chicago, I think. I think we played against the Cubs before in this. And he's had pretty good seasons all across the board. So this could be a fun one. But we just brought in Griffey, so it'd probably be a waste to bring in McCutchen. And Minoso, we got such a deep outfield that Minoso's probably not the right guy. So it's probably going to have to be Mattingly if I want to bring anybody in. Let me go crazy on the mustache here. Let's see what he says to that. That could be pretty fun. And now we are at the Rule 5 draft. So we bring him in. Hopefully we got those guys on arbitration. We'll figure that out. And then we got to make sure the 40-man roster is where we want it. So is everybody on the 40-man that I care about? I don't care if any of these guys get taken, honestly. And then I do care if these guys get taken, but not Jordan Montgomery. All these guys are on the 40-man, which is perfect. Honestly, we don't even need Nick Madrigal on there. Is there another prospect that I want on here? Why is Trevor Hoffman still on the team? I don't know why. We have the other K. Grimble, I just realized. Is there any other prospects that need to be on here that aren't? I don't think so. I think we got everybody that I want. Yeah, I think the 40-man roster is pretty good. We are pretty solid on that, so we can move forward. We have 40 men on the 40 man. That means we must have got our guy. Did he sign? No, Don Mattingly didn't sign, but we must have got... Oh, everybody on the tender contracts is signed now. Okay, perfect. Who's the 40? Let's just take Trevor Hoffman off the 40 man. I don't want him on here. I don't know how he keeps making his way through the 40 man. Keep moving. Today's last day off for arbitration. I think I've already done that. Yes, I have. Everybody's been offered that I want. So we'll keep moving. Minnie Minoso signs with the White Sox. 8-year, $180 million deal. McCutchen with the Red Sox. 9-year, $315 million deal. And Don Mattingly makes his way across to the Mets. 6-year, $120 deal. Trevor Stephan signs with the Pirates. Or Steven. All right, we got ourselves another first base prospect. Another first base player. We got ourselves a crazy bench. This is an all-star bench. And then obviously an all-star lineup. We're going to put Pete Rose at third base. That's just how it's going to happen. Sorry, David. I love you. But I signed Pete Rose for a reason. And we probably should move on from Alfonso Soriano. I love Alfonso Soriano, but we've moved on from a bunch of other people, so we probably should get a new second baseman as well, just to keep in tradition. We have 41 on the 40 man. We should be able to take Joey Votto off and be fine. Goodbye, Joseph. All right. I don't know who. We'd probably take Madrigal off next if we run into another issue. We have everybody on tender contracts offered. We'll get through the baseball winter meetings. Yordan Alvarez traded from the Cardinals to the Nationals for Zach Veen and Brandon Williamson. Okay. Alex Vesia signs with the Giants. Trevor Rogers signs with the Twins. Garrett Crochet to the Diamondbacks. And it's the draft lottery. We're going to have the final pick in the draft. That's not a question. But the question is, who's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the MLB draft? It is the Tampa Bay Rays. They move up 6 spots. Congratulations to Tampa. They had a 5.50% chance to get the number 1 pick, and they did. And we have the last pick, obviously. Congratulations to them. Today is the Rule 5 draft. I don't care if anybody gets taken off this team. Michael Chavis does. He was on our team. But that is not a big deal at all. That is not a big deal at all. Carlos Delgado signs with the Rays. Evan Phillips with the Giants. Jonah Heim with the Orioles. Brady Singer with the Braves. Tristan McKenzie Cubs. And we keep moving forward. I think we got everybody that we needed. A couple big names going there. Robin Roberts still undecided, but the Diamondbacks and White Sox are now in play. He's probably the last of the huge names left on the board. We just got to get to arbitration so all of our boys sign. Adam Dunn is going to South Beach. The Donkey signs with the Marlins. Robin Roberts picked the Diamondbacks? Okay, he picked the Diamondbacks. Interesting. Let's get to arbitration. Luis Garcia signs with the Pirates. Cal Quantrill signs with the Guardians. Edgar Martinez signs with the Pirates as well. Griffey Sr. with the Twins. Joe Musgrove with the Royals. And we are into February with arbitration hearings. Here we go. So the panel sides with us for Luke Maile, and we are paying him $1.18. Evan Longoria signed with the Padres. Chris Sale with the Pirates. Andres Jimenez with the Braves. The panel sided with Jose Contreras, so that we are paying him $8 million. The panel sided with Seiya Suzuki. No, the panel sided with us for Seiya Suzuki, so we're paying him $20 million. The panel sided with us again for Nick Madrigal, so we're paying him $2.1. And then for Ty Cobb, the panel sided with him, so we're paying him for $5.6. And finally, Jeff Hoffman, we're paying him $930K. They sided with us. All right, Johnny Damon signs with the Brewers, and Dalen Carlson signs with the Brewers. So the Brewers making some money. Nolan Arenado, Adolis Garcia, Harrison Bader. That is our free agency pretty much done. We have a couple guys on the big league roster that we need to move down, but we can figure that out. And we're probably going to have to move Alfonso Soriano. Let's simulate a little bit further so we can get these, make sure everybody's got their tender contracts and everything. Are we going to move? I don't really want to trade Alfonso, but I mean, we've done everybody else basically, so we might as well look for a new second baseman. But who is that second baseman replacement? Who's going to be as good as Alfonso Soriano? He's been so clutch for us. He's been so clutch. Bill Mazeroski? Probably not. Is there a second baseman that I want? Roberto Alomar could be fun. We haven't had him yet. We'd have to give up some other stuff. Napoleon Whitfield? What a name. Ryan Sandberg, Nellie Fox. We never had Nellie Fox. We'd also have to give up something. So out of the two guys that are like the best options at second base, we'd have to give up a little bit more to get them. I kind of want to get Roberto Alomar. I think that could be pretty fun. But Nellie Fox is younger. Do we want Bobby Alomar? He looks really good. He's got better contact and power than Soriano. And he's got better plate discipline. He probably simulates a lot better. He's not as fast as Alfonso is. But he's got good fielding. Better than Soriano. And he's a switch hitter, which Soriano's only a righty. So that could be something we add to the team. But who is the guy that we throw in the deal alongside him? Maybe a little bit of Jordan Sprinkle action. We don't really need him. Or Alexander Wiley probably would be more like it. And then who else do we throw? We have a lot of center fielders that we don't need. So Cameron Minsner probably. He's probably the guy. And we might have to add something back because I don't know if they'll let it go through like this. So who is not super expensive and not somebody that they would want? Let's see. Maybe a relief pitcher that they don't want. But somebody that I would actually want. I don't know. Jason Blair. Did he have a good year? We don't know. He must not have pitched. He looks like a good bullpen guy. Oh, but he doesn't even fit. Because he's only 60K. Oops. Shouldn't be going down that low. We need somebody that's somewhat expensive, but nobody that they would care about losing. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna, who's it gonna be? I don't know. I don't know who it is. It's gotta be somebody that they don't care. Was that say Tim Tebow? Oh, Howard Tebow. I thought it said Tim Tebow for a second. It's probably just going to be a relief pitcher that we don't care about either. Maybe like an Aaron Fletcher type or an Austin Davis type. All these guys are super old though. It's not going to matter. They're just going to be in the bullpen in AAA or something. Let's just go for like Chase DeYoung, and we're going to have to give up somebody slightly better than Alexander Wiley then. So maybe this is the Jordan Sprinkle trade. Yeah, we might as well. Okay. So Alfonso Soriano and a couple of just filler players for Roberto Alomar and a filler player. Do we do this? Do we do this? We probably should because we've basically replaced every other position over the time. And second base is pretty much the only one. I mean, we had Ian Kinsler for year one, but we've had Soriano every year since. So we probably should do this. Every other position gets moved around. Alfonso, I love you. You're one of my favorite players of all time. But we're going to move on to Roberto Alomar. Alrighty-o, Ranger Joe. We got ourselves a new second baseman, Bobby Alomar. You love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. You love to see it. We made some pretty big moves. We got a new pitcher in Jose Fernandez that's going to be amazing to pitch with. We're going to make Roger Clemens our ace now because he just won the Cy Young, so why not? And then we're going to have, man, we got such a good team. We're going to move Contreras to 2, Fernandez to 3, Johnson to 4, and Maddox to 5. We got a great bullpen with Kimbrel now, who we're going to put in instead of Vita Blue maybe as the setup man. Keep Billy Wagner down there. Have Kimbrel down there. Man, that's a bullpen. That is a bullpen. We are loaded. Absolutely loaded. And then we are going to make Roberto Alomar our second baseman for every lineup. I don't know if he's going to lead off for us. We might have maybe A-Rod lead off for us. Or I guess Ty Cobb could probably lead off for us. That could be fun. Or I guess Pete Rose could lead off. I didn't think about that. Pete Rose could probably lead off for us. I'll figure it out. before the next episode. I will figure it out for the next episode. We got to move 2 guys down to AAA, though. It's probably going to be... We got a pretty jam-packed bullpen, so it probably needs to be Michael King. And then he can come up in spring. And then it's probably going to have to be Prince Fielder, even though Prince Fielder had a really good season. We just brought in Don Mattingly, so we don't really need Prince Fielder anymore. He might get called, or he might get picked up, though, is the only question. I guess that's not the biggest problem if he gets picked up. Maybe we could even trade Prince Fielder. I don't know what we'd get back in return, though. What do we want? What do we want in return? Maybe, like, some depth at shortstop. Some shortstop. And then, like, outfield depth, I guess. So if we go, like, over here and we find, like, Jackson Holiday, but that would take it. We couldn't get more than just him. Maybe Jordan Lawler. And then we go get some other people like Brennan Davis. Or they don't really have any... the Yankees don't really have any good players, do they, in the back half of their team? We could get Marcelo Meyer, maybe. That would take up the entire thing. Anthony Volpe could be good. Oh, man, he's got crazy value. Marlins do not want to get rid of him. Okay. Understandable. Respected. Marcus Silva. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. We can't get Andrew Jones as well. Is there anybody else that we could add as depth? Wes Castle. He is not that good. He's a top 50 prospect, though. They got a young closing pitcher named Brian Hoover. Hoover? Hardly know her. We could do this, and then we throw in, I don't know, somebody that we don't like Will Bartle, or Bartlett, whatever his name is. Or Luke Maley, who we don't care about. So we could do this. Prince Fielder goes away, because we have Don Mattingly now. Although, should we keep Prince Fielder in case we need somebody in September? Because Michael King's going to get called up in September. But do we need another? Who would be the... I guess Austin Riley would be the other guy that I would call up. Or maybe Colton Cowser. So I guess Prince doesn't necessarily have to be the guy to get called up. And he's kind of the odd man out. And they have Willie McCovey, though. So Prince wouldn't really start. It's kind of unfortunate. So he'd be in the same situation that he's in now. But we'd be getting 3 young pieces to add depth to our AAA system. I will do this. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Who cares? If we need to get somebody else later on, we'll get somebody else later on. And Marcus Silva says he wants to be up in the big leagues. He's not going to be. Sorry about your luck, big boy. We will move you down to AA, Kimbrel, the other Kimbrel, and we'll move Willie Peralta down there as well. And there we go. All right, we are all sorted out. Let's keep simulating. That should be the off season. That should be the off season. We have no more contracts to renew. Free agency's all done for us. We simulate, and we are into the spring. So that is going to do it for the episode. I will figure out the lineup and the rotation and all that kind of stuff and get everything set for next episode on opening day of year number 5. Forgot for a second. Year number 5. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.